All right. Well, first of all, you have to look at the water table. Okay. That's the number one thing that I would tell people about buying houses in Florida. You have to check the water table. Um, Two, if you're not comfortable with um, paying high insurance rates, you know, then this is probably not a place for you to come retire. Um, you know, and the other thing is this is Florida too. Like people forget that the Everglades extended all the way to Orlando until we developed everything east and west of 75. So, um, this whole state is littered with it's like Australia.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Pros podcast. I'm Kristen, and I'm here with Levi Johnson, who is the owner of LG Elite Trim out of South Florida. I'm really excited. We have a lot to talk about here. So thanks for being here, Levi.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate you, Kristen.
Yeah, so let's talk about how you got into this industry. How did you start out?
Long story short, I went to college to become an accountant, and I hated that. And so my dad built houses and he had a commercial deal to build a bunch of movie theaters up and down the East Coast. So he was converting like regular theaters into like the Cine Bistro style, where you have like the seats like that. So I hated my job and I went to work for him, and then just realized that building something with your hands and giving that to people is a lot better than counting their beans for them, I guess. It's
Right.
just more rewarding. So that's how I got into the industry. Just hating looking at numbers all day.
Yeah, it is really nice to have something tangible to be proud of and see the progress that's been made.
It's gratification right there.
And and it must really serve you well, though, that you have that accounting background. Has that kind of helped you?
But yeah, I mean, it helps me and hinders me because all of my friends are like, "Hey, can you do my taxes?" I'm like, "Dude, it's like having a truck, like the only person having a truck
Right.
when all your friends want to
Exactly.
move." But yeah, for sure. Like, it's just how I'm wired, like numbers wise. Everything is like an equation or balances out. I don't might have something to do with being a Libra too, but yeah, definitely having the accounting background has helped me out tremendously.
Yeah, do you see that other people who might not have the experience you do you find people struggle in one area of their numbers, knowing their numbers, as they jump into real estate?
Well, I know a lot of people that know solid geometry, but that's because that's tangible math. That's math that you can apply every day. But yeah, I know so many of my friends and all they might comment on this. They're all bad with numbers, and they're always like, "Hey, what's the and it'll be anything from like what was the exit that we were supposed to get off 3 ago when you were driving
Yeah.
to like what is 45 divided by whatever." So yeah, being like having number savvy sense does come into play
Yeah,
as a
absolutely.
benefit. So
And so at what point did you kind of go off on your own and start LG Elite Trim?
oh, that's like a pretty new adventure for me.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
So for a long time, like I was an accountant for like 10 years and then decided that I wanted to do something else. Then I worked for my dad for a couple years. Then I had a son and realized that I wanted to come back to Florida where I was, like where all my roots are from. And once I established myself here and started getting some connections, then we opened up the business and everything has sort of went on from there. But so it hasn't been like, it wasn't like an overnight thing, but it's definitely been something that has been a lot of work has been put into it to bring it to fruition. So
Absolutely. And how do you kind of go about in the beginning getting your client base up?
oh, it's all word of mouth. I mean, we don't have an advertising budget, you know. Everything that we do is all, like we do a good job. And it does help that we work in one or two specific neighborhoods that are just they're flourishing. They're building 500 homes a year in these neighborhoods, which is insane growth. But which it also ensures that me and my guys have a job every day. So
Right.
um, in the construction industry, it is wild to be able to go to the same place to work at primarily every day. You know what I mean? Usually you're up and down, especially in Florida. Like, being located in Sarasota, you're going anywhere from Tampa to Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, that area, Naples. We do jobs in Orlando, but most of our work is centered right here in a waterside Lakewood ranch. So we love that.
Amazing. So, you started this with a business partner. How did you meet them? I'm always interested in how people kind of forge those relationships and figure out, what's a person that aligns with their values and goals.
It's a funny story. So I used to be a white rapper. It sounds funny. Um,
Thank you for clarifying
and
white. I was
and
not sure.
yes. No, but my buddy Gino Mays, one of my best friends, known him for over 20 years. He's the co-owner of LG Elite Trim with me. He owned a recording studio at that time. He taught me how to like make beats, make money doing that. So we always sort of clicked in that sort of like entrepreneurial sense where, like I saw him as a visionary because he opened up a recording studio. He would make beats, sell recording time, and he would make like $500 a day. And this was like back in the early 2000s. And I'm just like, that's like a lot, like a lot of money to do something that you really love. And I always really appreciated that. So I always kept him close and wanted to learn from him in that aspect. So with that regard, I give him like all the, he gets all the flowers for that. Like he showed the way. He's always been the one that has laid down the path for us, so to speak. So shout out
Yeah.
Gino Mace.
Yeah. And I know kind of one of your big strengths is networking and being able to, approach people and go up to them. Can you talk about that process, kind of like how important networking is to you and forging community?
I learned how to network basically from doing comedy. So I've been doing comedy for probably 4 years now, and doing it in a like range of venues. I might be in front of 10 people. There might be 400. But just learning how to speak and handle like awkward situations, hecklers, toning stuff down, figuring out, how to speak to people in a tone scale. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, just definitely doing comedy has made me so comfortable being able to talk to people. And, it's just because I bombed on stage so many
Right.
times,
Right.
and just in front of people I love too, which just It's, and those are, I think those are the situations you learn a lot more from humiliating yourself.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Than you do from being successful in situations. And you have to learn, you have to lose a couple fights to learn how to win them. I think that's how it is. And that's how I got to to the point to where I could just approach anyone. No,
Yeah.
how they feed off me is that's different, but
Well, because you experienced, which I think it's completely unavoidable, especially in comedy. You've experienced those times where things didn't necessarily people didn't receive things as you wanted them to. And life goes on. Nobody cares. Like, your world doesn't collapse. So I think like experiencing those things were what we're fearful of isn't it's kind of baseless. I think it's a good point that you really don't have a lot to lose going up to somebody. So you talked about kind of the market you're in right now and how it's really flourishing and there's a lot of homes being built. I know that the South Florida market right now is a very hot market. I would love for you to talk about that.
well, right now it looks like 2006. Do you know what I mean? And everybody knows what happened after that. So, like, I don't want to be the bearer of, like, I don't want to be that guy. Okay. I love how it's going. I love that people want to move to Florida. I just wish they could figure out how to use the traffic circles. That's the only real complaint that I have. But no, seriously, the market here is amazing right now. I mean, like I said, I've literally worked in the same neighborhood for the last 6 to 7 years. Um, we keep putting up custom homes, keep selling new houses. They just signed another development on the other side of the property for another 200 plus homes. It's over there in Waterside, Lakewood Ranch, Florida. If you're from anywhere except Florida, you, you want to move there, obviously. So yeah, it's a great time to be down here and be building houses and could be still involved with it, especially coming back from 2007, 2008, what happened there.
Yeah, yeah. So
So
you've seen kind of like the shifts going on. But that's great. I love seeing, positivity about the market for sure. And as a contractor, I'm sure you see the same things over and over. What are kind of maybe for investors, what are some misconceptions or general mistakes that you see people make who maybe are first timers or just getting started with it?
all right, well, first of all, you have to look at the water table. Okay, that's the number one thing that I would tell people about buying houses in Florida. You have to check the water table. um
Mm.
Two, if you're not comfortable with um paying high insurance rates, you know, then this is probably not a place for you to come retire. Um, you know, and the other thing is this is Florida too. Like, people forget that the Everglades extended all the way to Orlando until we developed everything east and west of 75. So,
Mhm.
um, this whole state is littered with it's like Australia. It's you know, it's not nice to the person from New Jersey who's 80 years old and has a tiny dog. Like, there's real threats out here. The python invasion is wild. So there's a lot of things that you have to think about. It's not just paradise. We are literally living in the middle of like just a prehistoric swamp. Um,
Right.
just because there's Teslas and you got 3,500 square feet of living room, doesn't mean that as soon as you walk outside that there's not a panther or a river otter that's going to rip your face off. But look, I love it here. I'm sorry, that's just a little bit of a joke.
No, I didn't even think of that. That's a good point.
No, look, I tell everybody, people say like, "Oh, are you scared of?" I'm not scared of alligators. I'm scared of river otters. That's if you'd have to pay me over $1 million to get in a canoe in freshwater in Florida. I'll just tell you that.
What do they do? What do river otters do?
Oh, they look cute, but they have hands that are equipped to open clams and oysters.
Okay.
So that just You can Google it. Just give it a Google. It's River Otters, Lakewood Ranch, Florida. There's
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
So I don't want to be too, too graphic on here, but it's a good one.
Good to know. Yeah, well, everyone listening, you can Google that later. And then what are some trends you're seeing? Are you seeing kind of the same things being put in homes that are very popular and good for a return?
Yeah, I think a lot of people are doing well they're not going with so much interior woodwork. They're doing a lot of this like level 5 flat drywall finish, especially with like interior beam work on the ceilings. It's just like like a more of a nouveau European look that we're seeing. I personally am more into like the woodworking aspect of it, but that's because I make a lot of money off of that. But um yeah, it's just a lot more drywall, a lot of flat stuff, a lot of like non-right angles, just
Right.
really abstract. And I think that's a part of being in Sarasota also, with Ringling being here. And, there's 17,000 millionaires to live inside this county, which is per capita, I think, the most um, as far as population density goes. So there's a lot of weirdos that have money or making houses here, and I've worked in a lot of them, and people love it. You know what I mean? It's so. But yeah, I just think a lot of this nouveau stuff. I do a lot of work for a lot of young ladies that graduated the Ringling School here in Sarasota with architectural degrees or designing degrees. And I would say this: what you can do on your computer is not necessarily what you can do in real life. Okay, so just keep that in mind, because that's probably the number one thing that I run into working on these houses. It's just the application of what you can do with your computer versus what I can do with the material in real life.
Yeah, absolutely. To kind of shift gears a little bit, it seems like you have two podcasts. You obviously have comedy that you lean into. Like it seems like you have a very full life outside of real estate as well. I would love to kind of talk about that work-life balance and what makes real estate so attractive for that.
Well, I think the number one thing about that is everybody's looking for a place to come home, to where like you get there and that's your spot, you know? Um, and I haven't got to that one yet. I think that's where the hunger comes from, is I want to find, and I hate, hate this word, my forever place, but you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that is a real thing though. Just, you know, and I think there might be a little bit of testosterone involved in that, but just like wanting to find the ideal spot, you know what I mean? Just always like affluence every day. It could be better in this way, and being able to shape something up like a thing of clay. But um I think yeah, a lot of that drive is just I want to own something that's perfect eventually. And so in doing that, you end up making stuff that's perfect in the drive to make yourself something that's perfect. And that's
Yeah.
how you reach your dream, I think. Just affluence a little bit better every day.
Yeah, absolutely. Having that vision and kind of working towards that. And I'm sure having all of these passions outside of it, it only makes you work harder and it probably makes you recharge where you can do your job even more efficiently.
But yeah, I mean, I think you have to have a couple healthy hobbies. I have enough bad ones that like I work really hard. I'm obviously a parent, business owner. I also coach my son's football team. Then I run comedy nights. But I feel like that is what all of it together is what keeps, it's just like a bunch of gears that are going like this, and they all keep each other turning. Do you know what I mean? So if I stop doing one of these things, then I might, you know what I mean? So all of them might grind to a halt. So being a good dad, being accountable at work, being accountable for my comedian friends, trying to make shows, you know, doing what I have to do. Cause I'm the only person that works at my podcast, which means like, I don't know if you've ever edited a podcast. It's
a lot of work.
for every minute you record, it's about 3 minutes of work afterwards. So, but it's, having all of those things to do leaves you with less time to mess things up. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
To make
and
bad
less
decisions.
burnout too. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I wake up every day. I don't hate what I do, no matter what it is. And I think if you can get in a place where you have like half of those, like half of the things that you have to do every day you don't hate, you're in a really good spot. But being in a spot where you don't hate anything that you do every day that's optimum. It's ideal. I think that's the apex of where you can
Absolutely.
be.
It's what it's
Not
all
saying I have it all figured out. I'm just saying I
sounds
don't
like
wake
you're
up
on
I
the
don't
way
wake up
through.
every day and want to drive to the Skyway. You know what I mean? I just
So to kind of wrap all this up, what's a piece of advice that you wish you learned earlier in your real estate career that you can share with people?
ooh, man, there's so many. Oh, my grandfather once told me that every hot woman that you see, there's somebody that's tired of being with her. That's one. Um, shout out Merle. But no, I think a lot of it is just, you don't automatically know who you are or what you want to do. And for some people, you got to go swimming in a couple pools to figure out which one's your temperature. Um, it took me 20 years past college to figure out what I really wanted to do. And I don't feel like I lost any of those years. I feel like that now I have the experience from all that stuff just to make it even better. So I just say, don't give up on your dream, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, unless it's, like my son wants to play in the NFL. He's since fourth grade, he's still 3 foot something. So they don't all work out.
It's
Sorry.
funny.
But no, just, don't ever abandon your dream. It
Yeah.
always, it, you can make it work out in some sort of aspect of the reality, you
Yeah,
know?
and there's never a time limit on when you want to try something new or develop a new passion.
I'll say some of the funniest people that I know in the comedy business are like 85, 87. Like this guy Cliff Hornsby, I just had him on my podcast. He had a stroke like 2 weeks ago. He's texting me from the hospital like the new bits that he's writing in the hospital. I'm like, you're a savage, dude. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Just but yeah, I just I hope that's how I look at having a stroke. It's like, let me find out what's funny about this.
Yeah, look at the positives of things. Well,
But
that's
just people
awesome.
like that, to see the eternal positivity and stuff, those are you
Totally.
gotta have those people in your life.
Yeah, and keep, fun kind of going through your life no matter what. Well,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Thank you so much for all of this. I feel like you've given some good inspiration, some good tips. Tell everyone where to find you and how to find LG Elite Trim and then your podcast as well.
Yeah, we have a website, lgelitrim.com. You can find us there. If you live in the Sarasota Bradenton area, you can find me out at Waterside. I'm always out there. I'm always around. You can check out our podcast. You can watch us on youtube.com/comedy corner or youtube.com/conspiracy corner. I have a 5-part series coming out about Nathan Benderson, the guy I alluded to, who is the developer who struck a deal with the Florida government here to develop all these wetlands. So this is going to be a banger series, people. So keep in tune with that. I don't mean it. I hate, to do a shameless plug, but I had to take the chance.
No, of
Um,
course. That's what we're here for.
but no, yeah, but you can catch me on those two. On Spotify, the same names, Comedy Corner, Conspiracy Corner. We're trying to grow the channels. Everything's brand new. I think we're just pulling up on almost 50 episodes for Comedy Corner. So like I said, I figured out how to do it while I'm doing it. I love, platforms like you guys, and I appreciate you guys having me on. Thanks for letting me let me plug my stuff, dude.
Of course. Well, thank you everybody for listening. Hope you learned a lot, got some good
Pretty.
inspiration for your own business, and we will see you back next time.
He's
Bye.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.